Sir, good morning. Sir, we can revise note making and summary. Right? Summarizing or abstraction or note making. Note making, summarizing or abstraction. It is taking 8 marks. It will that means for note making 5 marks and summary writing or summarizing or abstraction 3 marks. This is what. So it is also included in our course. So we have to revise. So already it was given to you. So once again we can also see that and you let you know the things. What are the things you have to cover when you are writing note making and summary writing. So note making and summary writing will come under the title reading comprehension. So we have three parts. Section E reading, reading, and then that means reading comprehension and reading. That means note making and summary writing. Section B advanced writing skills, and then section C literature. This is what once we follow, but still it is there, but based on the rationalized syllabus. Based on the rationalized syllabus, we have a different format. That means the question paper can be divided into part A and part B. Everything is included. Part B, literature and advanced writing is included, and part A, totally MCQs. It means objective. Objectives and subjectives are descriptive. This is the way. But anyhow, this year we have to wait. We have to wait and see that what is the pattern we are going to follow. So anyhow, we have to revise and we have to make know that and ensure your understanding of that particular chapter. That means note making and summary writing. So note making, notes, you know very well what is the meaning. So we sometimes we came across the term that is known as hints development. Have you all come across on hints development? Hints development means once it was a system we followed when we were students, and we also came across and we had experience. That means only hints will be there. That means with the hyphen. Then we have to make a story. That means a narration. That's why development of hints. So hints development. Now you can see that there is a big or something, there is a passage, or there is certain things limitation. For an example, 600 to 700 or 700 to 800 or passage, or we are taking that, or we can go for 300 to 400, 200 to even 300 words included paragraph also. While reading that, we have to make notes by our understanding. So note making is an important study skill because notes are short written records of facts to aid the memory. So yeah, note making is an important study skill because notes are short written records of facts to aid the memory. So whenever we are seeing the summary, whenever we are seeing the notes, we can also understand the entire concept which is in the particular passage. That's why. So notes are usually taken to record speeches or dictation while listening to it or reading a book or magazine or article. That's why we are taking, for an example, when we are reading a book, we are taking that particular chapter, we are taking only short notes. That means short summary we can take or short notes we can take. That means by taking short notes, we can also sum up everything. That means for an example, speakers, you may also come across. Speakers will have some points. Only points, that is known as notes. You understand that? For an example, first point, second point, third point, fourth point, fifth point. That's all. By seeing the top, that means points. That means notes. Only short things. Only limited sense. They will write. They will elaborate. They will speak for hours. Likewise, notes are usually taken to record speeches or dictation while listening to it, or reading a book or magazine or article. So it is always advisable to note down the main points or the things. It should be further divided into subsection and subsection, and of course, using abbreviations and symbols are advisable in note making. So note making means we are, it is like contraction. There is a term, contraction. We are that means make a long story short. That's all I can also say that. Make a long story short. That is known as note making. So using abbreviations and symbols are advisable when we are making a long story short. You understand? As characteristic of good notes, you can also see that notes should be short and compact. That means short, concise writing. What is the meaning? Concise or precise. Precise writing or precise writing. Once we pronounce the word, that means the term precise we follow, we pronounce precise, but precise. What is the meaning? Precise means concise. Concise means we have to cut short. That means make a long story short. We have to come to the point. That means so notes should be short and compact. They should contain all the important or main points. Notes must be written in the note form. That means in notes, phrases can be used. All the examples and figurations of speech eliminated. So all the examples and figurations of speech eliminated apart from allowed things, allotted or allocated. That means approved. So all the examples and figurations of speech eliminated. They must be presented in a logical way that is known as mechanics of note making. And information is logically divided and subdivided by the use of the format. We have two formats. We will explain that. I will explain that. Generally, three main divisions are made like this. You can also see the format. We have two different formats. First one is intended format and then decimal format. Second one is decimal. So either intended format or decimal format, you are free to choose. Now you can see that three main divisions are made like this. That means in the intended format or decimal format. You can also see first one intended format. Intended can be divided into three main divisions: main section, subsection, subsection. This is what main section. We can write the points as 1, 2, 3. We can go for then subsection. We can go for Roman letter. That means Roman letter 1, 2, 3, 4. In subsection we can go for A, B, C, D. Or subsection we can go for A, B, C, D, and subsection we can go for anything we can choose. So intended format, main section, subsection, and then subsection. Or you can go for decimal format. So decimal format, main section 1, 2, 3, right? Subsection 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, or 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, anything we can see. Then subsection means in that 1.1, I have additional form, additional thing. That means 1.1.1. Understand? 1.1.2, 1.1.3. Likewise, we can go. I can go for. I don't want to, write something in 1.1. So I can go for 2. So 2.1.1, 2.1.2, 2.1.3, 2.1.4. If it is there, otherwise no. I can even in two number 1 and 2 it is not available, so I can go for 3. 3 I have to mention some subsection in the sense. It means additional things. In the notes, I can go for 3.1.1, 3.1.2, or 3.1.3. These are all the formats. So either you can use intended format or you can go for decimal format. But my suggestion is decimal format for your convenience. This is also right. Main section also. That means intended format also nobody will restrict. That means you can go for 1.1, 2, 3, 4 like first main section. Subsection you can go for either ABCD or Roman letter. You can choose. No restrictions. No condition you can also use. So abbreviations and symbols are freely used because they are used for precision. Already told you precision means that means concise. We are concising like precising. So precision means economy. So precision and economy of words and hence quite helpful in note. Their students are committing errors. They are not understanding the concept. That's why I'm also repeating line by line very clearly. So at least 4 recognizable abbreviations are to be used in note making in the board examination. For abbreviations and symbols, we are allocating 1 mark. You understand that 1 mark for abbreviations are, that means here we are taking the symbols. And then articles, prepositions, and conjunctions are omitted. Notes must make sense when they are read again. You know what is the meaning? Repeated, read again. They are referred back whenever needed and may be reproduced in a desired way. The desired way. Now we can see the general format. Now you can see the general format, sir. Please remember that if it is included, we have to write. That means for 8 marks, question number 1, question number 2. Question number 1 for reading comprehension, question number 2 for note making and summary writing. So for that, it is something compulsory question. Question number 2, it's compulsory question, note making and summary writing. So we have to read the passage, understand the passage, choose some important things. That means main section, subsection, and subsection. Then we have to make a note based on the understand. That means based on the note making, we have to write the summary writing. Simply we are writing summary, that will not help us. We have to prepare notes. Based on the notes, that means it is like taking points. By that we are also summing up. You understand that this is the general format, and example also I will show. So you can also prepare, you can also draw a box. That means you can also write title or topic. The same title you have to use in summary writing also. Same title you have to use in summary writing also. So here title, that should be in capital letter. So topic, and then topic session, that is known as title or topic means topic session. Then you can go for main section. So main section I already told you that. Main section already told you that you can go for 1, 2, 3, 4, like even 6 or 7, maximum in 8. You can go for 5 to 6 standard. So main section 1 to 3, like you can go. Then subsection 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. If you wish, you can go for 1.4. If you wish, you can go for 1.5. That means you have. That means you can get additional things from the passage. You understand? Main section means the subheading in our point. You understand the topic already title we have given that. That means main section in our note making format we can consider it subheading. We are taking a subheading. For the subheading we can also collect information from the passage means you can also go for subsection for the main section. So that you can consider because you already chose one. So 1.1, 1.2. Only two points are there. You can leave or you can have 3, you can have 4, you can have 5, you can also write, but maximum you can go for 5 to 6. Don't go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that will not be like looking like note making notes. So one point number 1 is main section. For you it is subheading. You are choosing a subheading. For that you are collecting your words, that means your terms, and writing 1.1, 1.2. Somewhere, for an example, I have mentioned 1.3. I have some more additional points. This is for 1.4 also, 1.5 also, 1.1 also, 1.2 also. Not compulsion. That is for your understanding. Those who are reading the passage, they can prepare. There is 100% enough freedom. You can also take. This is not something only in 1.3 you have to try additional information. Not like that. 1.1, if you have additional information you can mention, that's all. It is not compulsory to write subsection. If it is there in the passage paragraph, you can also write. So subsection 1.1, 1 is main section, we can say subheading. Under the subheading we can also go for 1 to 5 points. So 1.5, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.4 also is enough. Then second main section are subheading. Whatever the thing you can also get from the second paragraph or third paragraph in the passage. Based on that, you can also collect information, and you can also write as notes, not a complete sentence. You should not you should not write like complete sentences and passage or paragraph like. Here you have to only go for points. That means points means words, and you can use and all the symbols, all symbols and abbreviations, everything is accepted. So that's why I will also show that. So point number 2, main section 2 or subheading 2, you can also go for 2.1, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, anything you can type. If it is additional thing means you can go for the particular number. For an example 2.2, you have additional things means 2.2.1, 2.2.2, that's all. You can leave. You have 3, 2.2.3, you have 4, 2.2.4. Otherwise, no issues. Then you can go for main section 3, subheading 3, likewise subheading 4, subheading 5, based on your understanding of the passage. Whatever you can collect from the passage. This is complete understanding of a student. Please understand, recognize that what is note taking, what is summary writing. Without knowing, we have to follow the format. This is the format I am just showing that. This is the format. So I am just giving you the format only for decimal, or if you wish you can also go for intended format. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like you can, instead of 1.1 you can go for Roman letter 1, then 1.2 Roman letter 2, 1.3 Roman letter 3. You can also go. Arabic we are using, Arabic we are using that, but I'm talking when you are using subheading 1, Arabic we are using that. When you are using additional things, you can go for, instead of 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, you can go for Roman letter 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can go for ABCD. Then when you are going for subheading, for an example A, B, C you are having additional means you can go for Roman letter 1, 2, or you can also use that is something nice. That means first one main section Arabic, and then subsection you can go for Roman letters, and then subsection you can go for ABC. That will be 5. That will be good. So you can follow this. Decimal format will not give you confusion. That's why I'm just trusting that, emphasizing that. You can also use that, and you can also see an example. Now you can also see an example. Yes. So here, after reading a passage, just wait a minute. Yes. So after reading a passage, there is a passage. That passage also I can read. So after reading a passage, now that passage is related to history and evolution of Classical dance in South India. You know what is the meaning classical dance? We are always talking classical dance means we are always saying the Bharatanatyam and so many things are there. So we are taking the history and evaluation of classical dance in South India. This is the topic based on our understanding of the passage. We have taken that. We have chosen that. So we have written that. So first when we are starting note making, we have to write note making in the left side margin. That should be in capital letter. After that, we can write a topic, the history and evolution of the classical dance in South India. Then we are writing, that means our main section, then our subsection, then subsection, as the format, as in the format. So first one is main section. That means according to us, subheading, right? Classical dance. So classical dance, and I'm based on classical dance. I have to, I need to mention some more points where what are the things are there in the passage. So I already took something from the passage. So 1.1. Either I can go for 1.1 or I can go for Roman letter 1, Roman letter 2, Roman letter 3, Roman letter 4. Like I can take. If it is there, we can use, right? So classical dance is my main section. Then my subsection is 1.1, whatever I can. So you cannot identify, you cannot see a complete sentence. You understand? Either complete sentence, either small sentence, word. That means we should not write. We have to write. It is like mixture of the things, mixing. We can also use all those things. We can also sometimes we can write a single word. Sometimes maximum we have to go for. It is like breaking. That means taking notes means we can also go for hyphen. We can also write some more points. That's why you can also see 1.1. So evolve from Tamil Nadu's temples. Bharatanatyam keeps the trade. Full stop means it is something short form. Live. So likewise you can also. Then subheading 2. That means main section 2 adds in India. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. Then main section 3, 6th century onwards. And then 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5 also. Even in 3.4, there are some additional information. 3.4, temple dancers called the Devadasis. In 3.4.1, highly educated. They were highly educated. 3.4.2, richly endowed by rulers. This is what. And the 3.5 evolved as composite art. So these are all the things. This is the way we have to design. This is the way we have to prepare and write note making and summary writing. Please you understand that. So for fourth one you can also see. Fourth one for me main section. For you you can take subheading also. Fourth subheading I am writing. Based on notice writing note making format, this is known as main section. So fourth main section. And then fourth you can also see 4.1. 4.1 some more points are there. So the writer has written that 4.1, 4.1.1, 4.1.2, 4.1.3, 4.2, 4.3. Likewise, fifth is stable. Total fifth point. That means 5 points you can also write. That is in a somewhat stable. That means adequate. You don't want to go for more than 6, and of course less than you can go for 3. 3 is minimum. 6 maximum you can take. The fifth one also you can see. 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. Key to abbreviation. So after completing your note making, so yeah, you are in the end. You are complete. Whatever the whatever the abbreviations you have used, whatever the abbreviations you have used, you can also write as key to abbreviation. So you have to prepare a tabular column divided into two. Then you can write. That means short forms and keywords. Short forms and keywords you can write. Abbreviations and keywords you can write. Their meaning you can write. I think you are understanding, right, sir? Yes, now you can see key to abbreviation. Key to abbreviation. So whatever the things used in the notes. So NAT, right? You can also see national. The NAT point. That means full stop national. HIST full stop. That means short form history, mythology. Then of course philosophy or represents a rhyme or world. Likewise, you can also take. So you can also take something. So we are completing that, right? We are completing Yes, sir. Sorry for the interruption. Right, sir. So we are writing. So key to abbreviation, whatever the keys, whatever the things we have written, used in the notes, we are just writing separately for the understanding. That means, for that, you will be given your 1 mark. So we are writing the topic, then main section, subsection, and the end of the notes we have to write. We have to prepare a tabular column. We have to divide it into two. Then we can write abbreviations and key or short forms and key. You know what is the meaning key? Expansion. Right, sir. After completing our notes, so completely we have that means 100% we have completed. Then we can go to the next part. That means it is an additional part we have to write. That's why it is given only 3 marks, 5 marks for notes and 3 marks for abstractions or summarizing or summary writing. You understand what is the meaning summary writing? So after completing a poem, after completing a lesson, after completing a fiction, you are asked, you are requested or expected to summing up in the sense, we are just giving the narration. That means, short summary. We are also giving. We are not going in detail. So what are the essence? What is the meaning? Essence means important things are essential points. Essence in the sense essential points. Essential points are gist of lesson. What is the meaning? Gist of lessons, very important things, very major things we are all covering when we are summing up the particular lesson. Likewise, summing up or summarizing or abstraction is an additional part of note making. It will come next to that. It comes next to the note making. So we have to first, based on a reading, we have to read the passage, understand the concept. We have to choose some note the means points, and we can also apply in the format. Maybe we can go for intended, or we can go for decimal format. After completing for 1 page or 1.5 pages, we can take 1 page. Then we can go to summary writing based on the notes we prepared. We should not go for the passage because we have already taken notes. That means we have taken points. By that we are also summing up. Likewise, we have. So some of them are committing those things. That means they once again they will go back to the passage, and again they are taking something for the summary. Not like that. That means summary means based on the notes we have. That's why summary for that means notes first and summary. Summarizing comes next to the note making. So B, that's why B. So now summarizing or abstraction, you can also see that summarizing follows note making. It is the selected and paraphrasing of the passage. Paraphrasing. What is the meaning paraphrasing? Paraphrasing means explanation. So main steps you can also see that understanding important ideas, writing them down, and abridging the things, avoiding examples, explanations, and repetitions. So we have to avoid examples, explanation, much explanation, and repetitions. Expand the points into full sentence, but do not write in phrase. That means we have to expand whatever we have written in the notes. In the notes are also very essence important things only we are going to use in the summary. All the things whatever we have written in the notes should not be in the summary. Summary means more than that. That means we are again we are just scrutinizing. That means again we are concising or precising like that. So expand the points into full sentences, but do not write in phrase. It will contain all the main ideas of the original passage. That means the things whatever you have written in the summary, it is like I can say that சுருக்கம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Have you heard that? I think once we came across that. முன்கதை சுருக்கம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. So சுருக்கம், that is known as, it contain all the main ideas of the original passage. Be precise in expression. You should be precise. For example, this is a format and example. You have to prepare the draw box, then title, that same title you have used in the notes, and you have to go for paragraph writing. Simple, 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs is enough. You can also write the content. That's all. So you can also see based on that answer the history and evolution of classical dance in South India. Classical dance in South India was initially a part of. If you wish, you can also reduce the thing. This is also much more than that. You can go for 30 to 40 words. What is the meaning? Only for 3 marks. Only for 3 marks. 3 marks you are writing. Usually 30 to 40 or 40 to 50 words you can use. So selected. That means maximum 10 lines. Maximum 10 lines. 10 lines. You can go for 40 to 50 words. Enough. The summary, short summary of the passage. Understand, sir? You can also write. So whatever included in the definition, that means points, main steps, you can also understanding important ideas, writing them down, abridging the things, avoiding examples, explanation and repetitions, expand the points into full sentences but do not write in phrase. It will contain all the main ideas of the original passage, be precise in expressions and the format. you have to follow. And for that we need, when we are writing notes and note making, we have to use all those things. What are the things? Means abbreviations and symbols, everything I have to once again have a glance. You can also see that symbols can be used in note making. We have three. Now you can also see first one, universal symbols, and the symbol are percentage or example or wish. Then that is from you can also use universal symbols. And mathematical symbols, you can also greater than, less than, equal to, or, at the rate of, or before. All those things we can use instead of writing. So greater than symbol, writing a less than symbol, equal symbol, or when we're using slash, that means or at a, and of course at symbol. Then r and n circle means before. Like it's a C. So first one universal symbol, second one mathematical symbols, third one is abbreviations. Abbreviations can be divided into three. What are the things are the abbreviations? First one is acronyms. Acronym means capital initial letters. We are taking the capital initial letters. You can also see that means CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education, NCRT, Superintendent of Police, SP, UK, USA, UNO, UNESCO, WHO, World Health Organization. These are all known as acronyms. That means only we are taking the capital initial letters. Capital initial letters, WHO, World Health Organization, WHO. That also will be considered as abbreviations and of course short form symbols we are taking. And third one in the abbreviations we are taking contraction. Already told you contraction means we are cutting and of course precising like. For an example, CAPT, full stop. When we are using contraction, we have to use full stop. And of course, when we are using even a short form also, we have to use. So now you can see captain, science, SC, full stop science, then the kernel, and then discount, especially company, and of course September, like month, everything you can also see that. So telephone, university, information. So all those things when we are using a word, that means short form with a full stop, that is symbolizing that. Then third one is short form. Short form. So we can write the main things. It's like DK means book, DR means doctor. So likewise you can use retired, then religion, foot or feet, or government, GOVT. Like we can STD, STN, and then we are using too many things, right? YR, YD. Likewise we are using. So these are all known as. That means math symbols and abbreviations can be. So symbols can be used in note making. First one, universal symbol, mathematical symbol, and abbreviations. Abbreviations can be divided into three. We are taking that acronyms. First, capital initial letters. Then a contraction means short forms. Short forms we are preparing. You can also prepare, no restrictions. But you have to use full stop. So SCPT. Then it's full stop, right? We are using that. So many things we are using. So short form when there is a full stop. You understand, sir? That means it is a short form. A contraction. Short form also some selected things very well. You can also use when you are choosing writing, note making, and summary writing. I think you're all understanding that. Note making and summary writing or revision, right, sir? The next test we will also follow this one.